Okay, so basically, this is me starting out to figure out how I'm going to do my inlays for the trunk. And for the last day and a half or whatever, I have done my cutouts for the two amplifiers and then, of course, the tank for the air ride system, just to kind of be revealed. So you know what's going on, and then it's centrally located, so the rest of my trunk will work. It's also flat. It's also flat and supports itself. So if I ever wanted to use my trunk, actually, it's only 2 inches off of the height where the spare tire would be, and still consistently flat, so that way I can still use my trunk. Not that that car is a toy, so it's not like it's a utility vehicle, but I do believe in engineering things to be show and also functional. All right, move, Callie. You really? Jeez. All right, so in keeping with the theme of the car, because I built this car almost like 30 years ago, like 25 years ago. So a lot of decision making back then would be very different today. But I use McKesser Ebony, which is from Southeast Asia, because of the color of the car. It's a candy root beer brown and with black pearl, and obviously that wood is identical to that. So also keeping with the theme of having an SS has like a honeycomb for the rear tail light area, and then also the interior pieces on the dash, and it's kind of a beveled aluminum look. And so lacewood in the exotic wood species arena is probably the best match for that, right? So I kept that in the car as well, also with figured zebra wood. So figured zebra wood is, where's my figured zebra wood? I know I brought it up. Yep. So that's my figured zebra wood, which goes in between the Impala. Now, selection process with the lacewood comes, it's a very slender tree, so that's why this is a lot more slender than you would like the figured zebra wood, which is from Africa. It's like we're all over the world right here. But in any case, that is a different tree. And so they don't come wide like that typically. So, and it also comes with a very different wood grain. So with some of the trees, like this one, a little bit wider tree, but the grain is a lot different. See how it's really wide like that, right? So got to think about the output or the end game. So this is the Impala that I've sketched. So the lacewood is going to be basically 1/2 inch right here. So we want that to be as tight as wood grain as possible, because lacewood is kind of iridescent. It's really, really nice. I don't have any lacewood in the room. I only have this. I got figured zebra wood over there, and the Zonda. That's a Cody actually that it's made out of. Oh, that's lacewood. Sorry, there we go. So lacewood. Forgot. That's crazy. Well, a little tight for me to get over there, but lacewood is in between the white, in between the checker flag right there. So what you want is a really, really tight grain like that. So as it gives off its iridescent grain, depending on how you polish it. Now what you're looking at is just a raw wood, just like how you would see it right now in the flitch. I've never polished that out. Unlike the Ferrari, it's kind of got a matte finish or a wax finish, so the colors, pop a little bit more, obviously, and that is just the sheen that I've given it, because I kind of like a matte finish. And then the windshield is made out of epoxy. But in any case, when it is clear coated, or when it does have some type of clear on it, it really does pop. So we want a tight grain because it's going to take up just the trim. So we certainly don't want to go after something wide like that. You want to keep it tight like this one, or kind of like this one. This one kind of has some striations in it, the little dark spots. I'm not particularly crazy about that. Like I take note of things like that in my inventory. So if I have to do a mural and for whatever reasons I needed that, like I would remember these striations or imperfections in that grain to use to accentuate whatever part that I needed or whatever, but I memorized stuff like that. So this one actually has it too. So it very well could have come from the same tree, but it's not as much, right? So that is something I'm going to consider using for that edge. But now I just have to measure, make sure it's wide enough so it encompasses the top part of the impala all the way down to the hoofs. And then I think that's the most intricate. The rest of it is pretty much straightforward. I'm trying to figure out too how I want to do the McKesser ebony, because I like things to be very symmetric and very even. So the thing is I'm not going to just run this straight across or vertical. I'm thinking about having it almost like at an angle and coming in and kind of tying into the center of the vehicle. That way, because that's off of Flitch too, this is 2 individual pieces, I can have it book matched on either side as it comes up to the center. To me, it just looks better, because I can't stand things that just look like it's just been wrapped, and then you say, oh well, the wood is on there, and then that's it. I like every step of the way there's thought put into what you do, and I believe that when you peel the onion like that and you look at the finished product, it really kind of stands out. So that is what I plan on doing. I do not plan on putting wood grain in those are the amplifier areas. It's going to be plexiglass in the front. But I do not plan on putting wood grain in that. I'm going to put the leather in that. And I think that's going to be it. I'll try to simplify this and keep it moving, because I do have so many other things to do. So I can't just put a tremendous amount of time into one project like this like I used to, because I'll end up having doors and having things wired to light it up, and all kinds of stuff. So this is just to kind of get things going, get things installed, put my music back in, and that's it. But this is the selection process of what I go through in order to create some inlays for a project like this. And hopefully we'll get this done in the next couple of days.